All right, folks, if you have been spending money on holiday decor, you know it can start to add up.
That's right. Upcycling expert Sarah Tarazinski shares us how to transform your dining space into something warm and festive with just a few bucks. And I've got to say, first of all, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
One sheet?
One sheet, one queen size sheet, yes.
This is unbelievable.
So you can use one queen size sheet. You can thrift it if you want. You can use one at your own house, or you can find one at a store you really like because they have some really cute patterns. It's a great way to have a large source of fabric.
Absolutely.
For super cheap. So you can do a table runner, 8 to 10 napkins, a little vase over a cardboard box, bows for your gifts, bow tie for your kids, cover some plates, all with one queen size sheet.
Clever ideas. And by the way, is this a flannel sheet?
This is a flannel sheet. I like using the flannel. It works well, wiping your mouth and stuff, napkins, it washes up great, it's a little thicker.
Yeah.
I dig a flannel sheet. So.
Well, and I think too, like, there's probably not many times that we put flannel sheets on our bed here in Houston, so it's nice to actually see it.
Get an opportunity to use one.
Yeah,
I know. And I love the plaid. Plaid's super in this season.
Cute.
I always think plaid's in, but it's super in, so I thought this hunter plaid would be really cute for all the holidays, for any festive event, really. You could use plaid.
You're going to show us how to do the napkins, is that right?
So with the napkin, basically your standard dinner napkin is 16 by 18 inches. So you want to take your sheet, you'll lay it flat, and you'll cut one 16.5 by 18.5 inch piece. That way you have a little bit of space
to fold it over on the edges.
To fold it over.
Okay.
Then you want to lay it flat, iron it. This one looks like it needs to be ironed a little bit. But what I did is you just go over and you just fold, and you do an iron on that, and then you fold one more time, and then you come across and pin it. Pin all your sides, just like that. And then you do one straight stitch all the way around. If you wanted to use fabric glue or something, you could, but I suggest the stitch stays together better and is actually very simple stitch.
Yeah, and if you have a friend with a sewing machine, then they can
She
hook
could
you up.
probably do it in 10 minutes. You can zip through
Bring
all
over a bottle of wine and you're safe.
Yep, and you're set.
I love it. Okay, what else do we have?
Okay, so fun way to make a little vase. You can use the same sheet, or you can use a different pillowcase, a different plaid, whatever you want. But take your box. Do you guys want to do this one up?
Yeah.
I'm going to do it just like we did with the flowers here.
What a cool idea. And this, by the way, this finished product in my hand, this is what we're making.
Yes, that is what you're making. That is a cardboard box.
So creative.
So we'll take our little mason jar out of here, which is what we're going to put our flowers in. And you want to take your hot glue gun.
Okay, am I going to take it out first?
Yep, take it out first. And we've cut 2 strips. We're going to I'll move this so we can kind of see
How did you even figure out how to do this, Sarah?
I don't know. I just was playing around with it.
It's so cool. So that's any size cardboard box. You just have to make sure your fabric.
Pull it up. Yep. You basically want to take and then just fold it down in there. It's nice and tight. You want to take a piece of fabric and kind of fold it over on the edge. You don't need to stitch or anything. Iron it. And then just do it on this side. All you're doing
we're just literally covering it
like that.
And the strips are important so you don't end up with excess fabric in the corners, right?
Exactly.
That's why you don't just wrap up a whole square.
Yeah, and then it kind of looks bulky. And and this way, then once you've got it all tucked in there, you stick your little mason jar, whatever, and you put your flowers in, and you've got a great little fun fabric. You can stack them on different little trays and do all sorts of fun stuff.
It's actually a fun little hostess gift or one for your neighbors,
too,
because it's something that you've made.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, moving on to the plates. And you've all probably seen something like this out at Pottery Barn or other high-end stores. They're not cheap.
No, they're not. Okay, so basically what I did is I found a stack of these glass plates at the thrift store, but you can get them at the dollar store. So if you have a glass plate, you guys want to do this for me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
You want to step in?
I did the last one.
So you take your plate.
I'll trade you places.
Yeah. And you want to take your Mod Podge.
Mod Podge?
Yeah, Mod Podge. It's just basically a glue.
Okay.
And you want to put it all over the back side of that. All over.
So this does work with fabric. I thought it was mostly paper.
You can do it paper. I did the little plates underneath those are done with it. Paper napkin.
That's paper napkin. Yeah. It's amazing.
So cute. But I used the fabric one because I had some sheet, and hey, why not? This is actually one that's done. However, it's still wet. See how it kind of has a glaze in it?
Yes.
When it dries, it will be completely clear.
Okay.
Don't let that freak you out when you use Mod Podge. So basically, it takes a little bit of time for it to dry, and then when it dries, it gets a nice clear glaze.
Got it. But we're adding the fabric while it's still wet,
right? So on this one, we're going to add the fabric. You add it to the bottom side, and obviously you want to add the fabric like this. So you've got the cool print coming through the glass, and then just rub it down. Rub it down. I usually would give it 3 to 4 minutes to set, and then you flip it over. And then obviously for TV, we'll just go ahead and do it. But you come through once it's a little dry.
And just cut around the perimeter.
Cut the perimeter off.
Are you kidding me?
And then it'll dry, and it'll give a nice, this one's almost dry. It'll be totally clear when you're done.
So cute.
And then you can take your candlestick. Got this at the thrift store for $1, and it was purple. It was purple. It was frightening, actually. And I spray painted it with a little bit of white paint and a little glaze, and then you just hot glue it.
No way.
Oh
hot glue your plate.
You made a cookie stand.
Yeah, onto your cookie stand.
That is so awesome.
Or if you want, you can, you know, put another one on and do another plate and do a cake on top and your cookies. And then it kind of all blends into your table. You can do a bunch of different ones. You can use like candy trays, candy bowls. You can use, you know, when you buy orchids at Costco or wherever, and they've got that little base.
Not
what do
the
you
best
do with
base,
it?
maybe. Yeah.
Flip it upside down and use it as a base. Put your plate
for your plate.
Yes.
And it's great because if you're doing the plaid theme, you can be sure that all of your items sort of go together.
Yes.
This, by the way, is that paper napkin that was used doing the same method.
And then once, just so I actually almost forgot about this, once you get this trimmed, you come back through and you do one last coat when it's dry.
Okay.
With the Mod Podge over the bottom.
Over the bottom of it.
So then it kind of gives that, it hardens.
Seals
and then
it
when
together.
you're letting it dry, you just put it on your candlestick, let it dry, and then
mind is blown.
you can wash them, just hand wash them, you know, gently, and then rinse them, and you can use them, you know, 4 or 5 times. I mean, it's a couple of bucks, and you're making your table look really cool.
I love it.
Sarah, thank you so much. Great ideas, and for all of you out there wanting to keep up with Sarah, for more info, you can visit the Scene on Houston Life section on our website.